Hi guys, it's Trudie, and I'm going to be showing you how I made the Dippy Avocado Series 2 Shopkin. In my other videos I explained that it's been really hard to find them in my area. Every time I go to the store, the shelves are bare. So I just decided, since I make things out of polymer clay, that I would try and make my very own. And I really like the avocado. I like avocados in general, so I just thought this was really, really cute. So I just made just the little figurine. But in this video, I'm going to show how to make the purple one, which is exactly the same as the Dippy, the green one. And I'm going to make it into a charm. So I'm going to add the eye pin, as well as a little keychain, a lanyard. And these are just some of the Veggie Charms that I've made in the past. And these were all actually made out of white polymer clay. It's when I first started making things out of the clay. I just bought a big block of white and then baked it. And then once it was dry, I painted it. So I do really enjoy adding my own kind of detail onto it. And there's a little bunch of bananas and some peas, also an eggplant, some grapes, of course a carrot, and strawberry. I don't know if you can really see sort of the detail on it, but I do like detailing the clay itself. And I use the back of a tool, sort of has like a texture on it. One like this here. This piece here is all crushed, so I don't really use that. But this is really good at texturing making the skin. And that's actually what I did on the Dippy one as well. So you can kind of see some little indentation. And I made an apple. And a smaller one there. So I really like making things out of polymer clay because it's really, you know, there's so many options and lots of stuff that you can create. So I've already gone ahead and made all the little pieces that I'm going to need to mimic this one here. So I'm just going to start with just a clump of yellow clay. I actually mixed some white and made it a little bit lighter, so it's like a pale yellow. And you just want to make it into sort of like an egg shape, but flat on one side, rounded on the other. And I went ahead and made the little tiny feet, so it's almost like making a heart, like so. And of course I just took some purple. This is all Sculpey 3 I bought at Michael's. I use kind of just a variety. I even have some blocks that are just the Craft Smart stuff. It's usually a little bit cheaper. And so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of piece everything together. Made a little tiny spoon. And you see with this one, it's got the spoon here with a little bit of the avocado in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it, and you guys can just kind of follow along if you want to make your own. So this is pretty much the basic look before you bake it. Now this one, I'm having a little bit of a harder time trying to get it to sit flat. And they're not going to both be, you know, the exact same. So the purple one actually is a little bit bigger. But like I said, I'm going to make this into a charm. So I'm going to just feed through one of the eye pins. And it could be too, I have a lamp in the corner and I think it might be making the clay a little bit warmer. So I find sometimes it's good just to kind of set it aside, or even if you're working with you know, little pieces, you can just kind of put it in the fridge and let it harden up a bit and then go back. So I guess it wants to pop out of there. So it'll be kind of maybe sideways a little bit, but that's okay. You can always fiddle with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of add in some little details. And I think what I might end up doing is, once it's baked and cooled down, I'm going to be, you know, painting the eyes and that onto it. So I think I may even just kind of take a little bit of yellow and touch up that, because you can kind of see a little bit of color that's kind of mixed into there. But the good thing with clay, I mean, it's going to be different each time that you make them. And it's kind of neat just to kind of put your own little spin on it. So this one, even though it doesn't really seem to want to stand up very well, it's going to be a charm, so I'm not going to worry about it. I may just attach it to the lanyard thing that I have here and maybe put it on my purse. So again, I'm just going to texture it. Do some on the hands and the feet. I really love the little Shopkins characters. I think they're adorable. So I may have to purchase them online. Okay, so I think for now that's pretty well what I'm going for. So I'm gonna go ahead and bake this at 275 in a toaster oven, probably for about 30 minutes. And I like to heat it up for 10 minutes first, so it gets good and hot. So I'll be back once it's baked and cooled down. So I've finished baking and allowing the polymer clay to cool, and I'm actually pretty happy with the way that it turned out. I am going to add a little bit of yellow to it just to kind of brighten it up. The purple is quite dark, but like I said, I like the way that it turned out. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and finish painting it and let that dry. And what I did with this one was just add some triple thick gloss glaze once the paint's dried, obviously, and then we'll go from there. So I've just decided to add a little bit of the burnt sienna color from my paints, just to kind of give this color the seed in the middle there, or the pit, whatever it's called. I'm just going to kind of brighten it up just so it's not so dull. And we'll let that dry and then we'll do the eyes. So I just happened to realize that I actually forgot to, like, before I baked it, to make a little indent for a mouth, like this one does, which is really sweet. So I'm gonna have to do my best to maybe create a mouth, or I may even see if I can maybe carve into it. So I don't know why I didn't catch on to that until now, but it's kind of funny. But it'll be unique, that's for sure. Okay, so I was actually able to, it may be kind of hard to see, but I did carve a little mouth into the clay. So that actually worked out pretty good. It's kind of hard to see. Just a little tiny mouth. I just ended up using an X-Acto knife. So of course you want to be really careful when handling stuff like that because it's pretty sharp. So what I'm going to do now is create the eyes and try and do this as best as I can so you can kind of see. Alright, so there's the face there, and I'm just going to let it dry, and then we'll put some glaze on it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bend the wire of the eye pin that I put in here. And this takes a little bit of practice. I'm not that great at it yet, but as long as it gets to like the general shape of a circle, and then I will attach, there you go, one of the split rings to it, and then we can attach it to the lanyard. Let's see if I can almost. It's a little finicky, but I do like using the eye pins better because I find that they do hold. So I think that's good enough, and I'm going to take one of the little split rings and pull it apart and attach it to that. And I'm just going to, I think I might take it off this key ring here and just attach it directly to this clip here. I might need a smaller pair of pliers. I'll have to invest in some of those. I just want to make sure it's on there good and it's not going to come off. Because I definitely don't want to lose it now that I've put all this work into it. So there we go. So I'm going to glaze it and then it'll be done. Okay, so as you can see, I have glazed it, so it's pretty shiny and it's still wet right now. So as you can see, they're both pretty shiny. And I do really like how they turned out. So I'm just going to dry it. And this is actually the way that I find is the easiest way to dry them. It's just to put them, you can just use like a small little rod or a tool and just hang it over and put that in a safe spot and just let it dry. So if you guys want to comment or like this video, I'd really appreciate it. You can maybe give me some ideas of the next Shopkins that I should make. I'd like to finish off the whole series 2 and then work on series 1. So let me know what you think, and we'll see you soon. Bye!